I will admit to being biased within this next capsule because I personally competed in Olympic weightlifting. When I started working with CrossFit athletes, it's because I was teaching them the Olympic lifts. Even when I work with hockey players, football players, or athletes from 28 different sports, I relied heavily on the Olympic lifts to increase sports performance. I am a big believer in the Olympic lifts when done properly. So if you ask me, are the Olympic lifts beneficial for sporting performance? My answer is a resounding yes. Okay, as Nick Snyder said, the power clean, power snatch has a huge transfer for anything from 10 to 30 meters. Okay, when you need the most acceleration. Now, the problem is that when you look at North American coaches or even in European coaches, very few coaches actually teach the Olympic lifts properly. They let it slide when athletes just muscle the weight up. Because you work with a football player, right, and he's squatting 700, he's bench pressing 500. So just from raw strength, he'll be able to power clean 350 or even more, but it will look more like a reverse curl or a back extension, and it's catching the bar like that. I mean, a friend of mine, he's the strongest man in Canada, one of the strongest men in the world, with very bad, no, not bad, but he doesn't train the Olympic lifts that much, but he can power clean 400, and it's basically just a back extension and upright row. But a guy can deadlift 1,000 pounds. So if you ask me, will that be beneficial for athletic performance? My answer would be no. The main benefits of the Olympic lifts is to learn to produce a high amount of force at a high velocity. That's the first benefit. So if you can use your raw, slow speed strength to get the weight up, there would be very little benefit to doing the Olympic lifts. The second benefit of the Olympic lifts is learning to absorb force. So if you're catching the Olympic lift like this, well, you're not learning to absorb force. Never will you be in that position on the field of play unless you're getting your ass kicked on the offensive line. So when you do the Olympic lift, I'm exploding up, but more importantly, boom! I want to hit that catch position powerfully so I can catch the bar here in that athletic position. That is a very undervalued benefit of the Olympic lifts. Now, you don't have to use the Olympic lifts in your training. You can use loaded jump squats, you can use speed squat with bands, you can use speed squat with chains, that will work well. But you don't get as much benefit as if you were doing the Olympic lifts. You might need 2 or 3 exercises to get the benefit of a single movement. Remember training economy. If I can get the same benefit or even 90% of the benefit from one exercise as opposite to 2 or 3 exercises, the one exercise will always be better because I'm preserving nervous system energy. So if I need to do back squat with chains for speed and jump squat to get the full benefits of a power snatch or a power clean, then I'm not getting the same benefit because I'm draining more nervous system energy to get the work done. Now, if you can't teach the Olympic lifts properly, it's better not to use them. You need to be done explosively. You don't see them the same way as you see a squat. The goal is not to lift the biggest weights possible. It's to be able to accelerate a moderately heavy weight as much as possible. It's all about speed. So that's why you don't need, and you should not do, the full lifts, like a squat clean in a full squat position, full snatch position, because you actually produce less power when doing a clean, catching in a full squat because you don't produce as much height. With the Olympic lift, the power variation, you have to lift the bar higher. This is what produces the most power. And athletes should stick with lifts from the knees. So either from the hang and lifting or from blocks. Because you have a shorter range to accelerate the weight, and it's more sport specific, and it's much easier technically speaking. For athletes, there are no benefits in starting the lifts from the floor. Most athletes, when they do lifts on the floor, they will just explode straight from the floor, which has very little carryover in athletic movement because you need to be powerful from here, not from here. So are the Olympic lifts beneficial for athletes if done properly? Definitely. If you want to get maximum acceleration, maximum power, if they are done properly, they are an amazing tool. If they are done badly, they will become basically worthless. So if you can teach them properly, use them. If you can't, don't add them to your program just because it looks fancy and looks cool.